Hi Year 6. So, welcome to your second literacy lesson, which is going to be on fronted adverbials. So, if you have a look at the skill today is to create sentences with fronted adverbials for when and where. So, what we're going to do in our lesson today is we're going to, hopefully by the end of the lesson, have a bank of sentences that you can use in your writing later on in the week. Now, all your lessons this week are going to be focusing on this picture that we introduced yesterday. And come the end of the week, you're going to do a piece of writing based on it. So the work that you did yesterday, where you made a bank of vocabulary, and the work that you're going to do today on fronted adverbials, if you can keep that somewhere so that you're able to refer back to it on Thursday and Friday, it's going to be really useful when it comes to your writing. So make sure you're storing your work maybe in a book or on your laptop somewhere, or you're just keeping those pieces of paper together because they're going to come in really handy on Thursday and Friday. So let's get started then on our lesson on fronted adverbials. So to start with then, I would like to ask the question, what is a fronted adverbial? What are fronted adverbials? There's a clue in the word fronted adverbials, and the word that we're looking at is fronted. Something's at the front, where's it going to be? So a fronted adverbial goes at the beginning of the sentence, it goes at the start of the sentence, and it describes the verb in that sentence. It describes when, where, or how something happens. So what I'm going to do is show you some examples of fronted adverbials now, which will hopefully kind of remind you what fronted adverbials are. So here's some examples which include a fronted adverbial for describing where something is. So in the winter, some animals hibernate. Outside my house, I found a pizza. Okay, so the part in red, that's the fronted adverbial. Okay, it's at the beginning of the sentence and it's telling us where something has happened. Okay, so with the first example, some animals hibernate, the verb is hibernate, that's something that animals can do. The part at the start of the sentence, the fronted adverbial, it's telling us where that is happening, it's telling us where the animals are hibernating. Here are some examples for when. As soon as he could, Tom jumped into the sand. Last week, I went to the dentist. Okay, so which part of the sentence is the fronted adverbial? Again, they're the part at the start of the sentence. So the part in red, okay, so as soon as he could and last week. Now, if we have a look at all of these fronted adverbials, so we've got the ones for where, we've got the ones for when. Is there anything that we can notice about the punctuation? What can we see in all of them? Okay, hopefully you've noticed that there's a comma. Okay, after the fronted adverbial, you're going to have a comma. Okay, so as soon as he could, comma, Tom jumped into the sand. Last week, comma, I went to the dentist. Okay, that's really important that we include that punctuation there. So which fronted adverbial? Can you match the fronted adverbial to each sentence so they make sense? Okay, we've got a list of fronted adverbials here and I've already put the comma into some of them. So gently, before I go to bed, at last, suddenly, at the park, and every playtime. Now, you've got a list of sentences here which have got verbs in them. Okay, what I'd like you to do is try and match the fronted adverbial up to the correct sentence. Now, there might be some where you think, oh, that could be either. Okay, try and choose the one you think is best suited. If you can pause the video here and have a go at that. Okay, hopefully you've had a go at that activity, and on the screen now you should see the answers that I got. Okay, now some of them you might have maybe mixed up because you thought they could suit as well, but these are the ones that I thought worked quite well together. So before I go to bed, I clean my teeth. At last, I reached the finish line. Suddenly, the ground began to shake. Okay, the fronted adverbial, remember, we have to have that comma after. On the screen now, you should hopefully see some different fronted adverbials that you could use in some sentences. Now, although the skill is focusing on when and where, I thought it'd be quite good for us to have a look at how as well. Okay, having a think about what we've learnt so far, what are we going to have to change that ellipsis for? What punctuation, when we put those fronted adverbials into a sentence, what are them ellipses going to be instead? A comma. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to pause the video clip here and I would like you to have a go at putting some of those fronted adverbials into your own sentences. Now you can either type these sentences out or you can write them down. That's up to you, but I'd like you to have a go at putting some of those fronted adverbials into a sentence. Okay, pause. Okay, we're going to move on to the main activity now. So our main activity is linking back to that picture that we looked at yesterday and that was displayed at the beginning of this lesson. Okay, the picture of the volcano. So what you're going to do for your main activity is you're going to create a bank of sentences that start with a fronted adverbial to describe the picture. So try and include some fronted adverbials for all three areas. So try and include some fronted adverbials for where, when, or how. Okay, now these are going to come really in useful at the end of the week when you do a piece of writing. So I'll take some time on this activity and organise your writing well so that it's easy for you to look back on when you come to do your writing later on in the week. Now, if you do not know where to start and you're looking at the picture thinking, Ms. Crow, I just don't know what to do, there is some helpful hint at the bottom of the page there where there's some fronted adverbials that you can use. Okay, so there's 3 there to get you started. So you could use the fronted adverbial in the distance, during the night, and suddenly. You just need to finish the sentence off. Once you've had to go at those ones, try and come up with your own. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed the video today, guys, and that you're enjoying working at home today. And I'll speak to you tomorrow. Thank you.